Hey guys, it's your buddy Icarus, and today I want to share with you the Darkening of Tristram event. Yeah, I know it's gotten some mixed reviews so far. But first I was working through the decision of which character to do it on, because I could do it on one of my level 70s, which is my entire account except for this one demon hunter that I keep making and deleting, hoping to complete a season with him and get some decent gear and get a set for a demon hunter. Because I've got full sets for each of my other characters, except for this horribly mismatched warrior down here. Yes, I named him Gluteus. For whatever reason, I think it's funny. I was thinking of deleting and recreating that Demon Hunter again to start fresh at level 1, but beyond getting the achievement that I already have for doing that event from level 1, that I forgot what it rewards. I might check that while recording or even between sections of video. Beyond getting that achievement won't really mean anything. I think I might go with my Condemnation Paladin here. No, Templar, not Paladin. The Paladin was Diablo 2. And Blizzard has gone out of their way to try and draw firm lines of differences between the Paladin, Templar, and the Crusader. I actually misspoke. This is the Crusader character, even though it's right in front of my face. You might notice I'm actually showing my mouse in this video. It's because this is a click-to-move game. There's pretty much the whole game is mouse-controlled. Let's see. This is my spin to win Barbarian. I actually got a set. I'm still deciding. I think I'll go with my monk here, actually. My Monkey King monk. Okay, difficulty is set to Torment 4. He can definitely handle that, but for this first video, I'm probably just going to go over what the event is and how to get into it. Now, it helps to have access to adventure mode, but I don't think it's required. I haven't tried getting into it on campaign mode yet. But this event is essentially Diablo 1 and Diablo 3. And I've apparently got a friend online. And it's gotten some pretty mixed reviews. The elitists who just kind of speed run everything in hopes of getting better and better gear, who have basically, in my opinion, are killing every game they play, because they rush through everything, not appreciating any of the detail, any of the content. And then once they've reached the end of rushing through everything, they complain that there's no content, when there's a lot there that they didn't appreciate. The scenery, the level design, the enemy design. The people like that, who they're welcome to enjoy the game whatever way they do, but I don't see how you're enjoying a game if you're just rushing through it and essentially destroying it. No, that's okay. Now, they've been saying that it's basically just a pixelated 16 floor, actually 17 floors technically. It's just a pixelated Greater Rift, which, yeah, if you're just looking at it by way of mechanics, it is. Really, it is. But the people who actually play these games to get into their stories, to get into the game feel as a whole and enjoy them, it's quite a nice tribute to the original Diablo, even if it isn't truly Diablo 1 and Diablo 3 like they advertise it. But enough about that. To get to it, first and foremost, you have to get to the old ruins of Tristram, which is pretty easy to get to in adventure mode because it's got a waypoint right there. It's also pretty easy to get to in story mode because it's pretty much the first or second place you go. But again, I don't know if the portal to the Darkening of Tristram event opens on story mode. But you just go to Old Tristram, as you see I'm doing. It's taking a little while because I might need to change graphics settings or something. This is my first time recording a game this high-end, so it might not get along so well with my recording software. I see my movements are stuttering quite a bit. But the portal to the Darkening of Tristram event appears right here by the well in Old Tristram, and you just go on in, and it leads you to truly Old Tristram. Now, I would have liked if these NPCs were alive and you could interact with them just like you did in the original Diablo. But at the same time, if they were, then certain ones of them, like Adria, for example, whose hut is actually way up here on the map that I'm covering up with my camera, I'm probably going to, in the next video segment of this, I'm going to hide my, not necessarily hide my face, but maybe move it to the bottom right corner, because all will be coming up and down there are these buttons that aren't important to anybody. But there is a nice story here, and I think I'm gonna gush and go over that. Well, not a nice story. It's a kind of twisted story, but it's a nicely crafted story of how this town fell to ruin. And part of that story is actually, well, I'm gonna spoil it all here, but part of it is actually told throughout the course of the story of Diablo 3 here. And that is how King Leoric, his most trusted advisor, the Archbishop Lazarus, had sacrificed the king's son, the young Prince Albret, to bring Diablo, the Lord of Terror, into this world. And he did so in the old cathedral that you'll see on the map once my face is no longer hiding it. Actually, you'll see it in person in the next video because that's where I'm going to go. But first I want to talk about the people here, because the people here are characters make the story for the most part. And while the characters in town didn't have too big of an impact on the story of the original Diablo, they all had their roles. Of course, everyone who's familiar with the Diablo franchise knows about the Peg-Leg Boy Wirt. And there's a side thing in the Darkening of Tristram event that revolves around him. But this here is Griswold, the blacksmith, and he's actually the brave soul that pulled Wirt out, saved him from the demons in the cathedral. Also, he's the one who crafted Wirt's leg. The healer Pepin over here drew up the plans for that wooden leg, but beyond that, he was just a nice guy standing around helping anyone who needed healing. Then over here was Ogden, the tavern keeper. Him and his wife offered shelter to anyone passing through these cursed lands. In the original game, there was another house over here, which actually I think is burning for Jillian, on Ogden's barmaid. But I believe her corpse isn't here because she moved away to Caldeum before the people of Tristram died. There's one other corpse here, though, and that is of one of the most tragic characters of this thing, Farnham, the drunk. I know he's a drunk, but
this cannot be opened yet.
he didn't have any heroics like Griswold saving someone from the cathedral. He didn't have the courage for it, but he was down there with everyone else, and seeing what he saw in the cathedral, it was too much for him to handle. Beyond that day when they'd all ventured into the cathedral to look for the prince who'd went missing because Lazarus. And Lazarus actually led that endeavor anyway, to just, kill off the townsfolk, because he's kind of a jerk like that. But seeing what he did with the Butcher, that's the name of the demon that I think is the deepest that they went into the Old Tristram Cathedral. Old Tristram, it was current Tristram to them. But seeing the Butcher, the bloodied walls, the cleaver cutting down his friends, it was all Farnham could do was to just try and drink away the memories after that point. And here's that cottage, Adria's cottage, which
I cannot open this.
Yeah, you'd be perfectly familiar with that if you played either Diablo 1 or Diablo 3. And the cows. I like the cows, but the cows weren't this close to her cottage in Diablo 1. Yeah, they took some liberties with the map to try and either make it more expansive, to make it more... Well, they actually made it somewhat smaller, but they did change a few things. I'm actually probably going to cut this particular video off now and start up in mere minutes again, recording with... Oh, the slain townsman is here. I didn't notice that skeleton when I played through off camera. This slain townsman was on the verge of dying in the first game, and he's the one who gave you the quest to go kill the Butcher. Just felt that was a piece of useful information to let people know, or another bit of flavor to let people know. But yeah, I'm gonna cut this video off here. I'm gonna record this whole event, but I'm gonna do so in segments, so that instead of watching 1 hour and a half or 2 hour long video, you guys will have, split up 20 minutes here and there. I don't know if I've got exactly 20 minutes on this one. It looks like it's only 13, but this is just the intro. I'm gonna be trying to dig deep into the dungeon and get things done. So, I'm not going anywhere, but this is the end of this video. Bye, guys.